The key to innovation in Latin America does not lie in not being afraid of failure, but in having a well-grounded, permanent method for innovation. Do you agree with this statement? Why or why not?
Well, of course I agree, because innovation is about practice. When you're born, you don't know how to run or how to walk, right? Innovation is exactly the same. You have to start practicing, and you're going to fail a lot, but it doesn't matter. You have to fail quick, fast, and cheap, and after that you will start like running and getting on board.
Best practices indicate that boards and CEOs should directly head innovation and transformation processes. Any recommendations to get this done?
Yeah, to have CEOs and the board on the innovation track is the essential of any change that you want to do in a company. If you don't have the board and the CEO, you cannot do innovation inside a company. All the efforts in the middle level are not worth it if the head of the companies are not aligned. So what do you have to do is to put together an entire culture and start working together in the different levels of the organization. So you have to embrace the change and you have to work for it.
What is the best way for large firms to be related with startups? Should large firms partner with them, acquire them?
I believe you have to work together within startups and large corporations, but it's a trust thing, right? You have to create trust. You have to work together, creating bridges. Startups and large corporations, they don't have like the same language and the same culture, so you have to create bridges. And what we are trying to promote is, in the long term, of course, we would love to have more M&As, for example, or acquisitions, corporate venture capital, for example. In the midterm, we would love to have a lot of startups working with large corporations. And in the short term, you can add a lot of value if you just open the doors of your company, for example, and let startups in. So you can learn about their culture, give feedback, advice, and create mutual trust.
Where should recently acquired startups or startup funds be placed within the organizational chart of a company?
Well, I think everybody has to do innovation inside a company, but if you are looking for open innovation, you cannot do everything but your own, right? So what you have to do is look for startups, and I think the best place to start is accelerator programs, for example, because they have tons of startups working in the same place, and you can go and trying to find them there. And inside a company, maybe it should be in your legal department for the M&A department, or sometimes you have a lab or an innovation department that should be looking for startups. So it really depends, where do you want to have the innovation, and what do you want to do with startups, and after that think about where should be your department located, and trying to look for startups.
How many women does your organization have at C-suite level?
Okay, so the government just changed 6 months ago, and Corfo is the agency that promotes economic development, and there the head is it's men, but he puts in the C-level, almost all of us are women, so I will say around 70% of the C-level of Corfo right now is dominated by female.